of our sponsors, but also agreeing to be a speaker at this event. Thank you so much for that introduction. It obviously gives us a little bit of context to obviously your past, your present, and potentially your future, right? But we'll get started with some of these questions. Our very first question is obviously on your caucus leadership, right? As a caucus leader, what do you believe is the most important project or mission you have for this 2024-2025 term? Absolutely, and being able to see obviously the work that happened last year and being able to project that even further into this year and further into the future, right? And our next question really comes a little bit into your past, right? The next question is, can you speak a bit of your political experience and how you started to get politically active within your community? Absolutely, and be obviously as someone from the high school Democrats, knowing that change starts small and it goes up from there, right? From the bottom to the top, not the top to the bottom, right? And we appreciate your history with political activism and why you started doing this, right? Our next question comes to more of advice, right? What do you believe is the number one thing someone can do to create change in their community? And that could be any. No, for sure. The question is, what do you believe is the number one thing someone can do to create change in their community? No, of course. And again, that's valuable advice for anybody that wants to continue on creating change, not just in this organization, but the rest of their community, right? But our very last question before we open it up to the panel here, if there's anybody that wants to ask any questions, the last question for you is, what's next for you as you transition out of the high school Democrats and college, and if not, trade school, into the workforce, et cetera, et cetera? No, yeah, for sure. And obviously, again, everyone has their own journey into politics and however they feel comfortable in doing that, right? And having your view on that is very important. But yeah, those were the questions we had for you today. Is there anybody here that has questions for Saman? Obviously, you could raise your hand with the raise hand feature, or if you have a camera on, obviously just raise your hand also. I'm gonna do a countdown. Three. Oh, okay. Juan, do you have a question?
Yeah, thank you so much for everything you do, first of all. And I also wanted to ask, what do you think are the most effective tools to create change, like directly in your communities? Um, like tools, like social media or like outreach, like those ways.
obviously again shows the dedication, the commitment, and obviously different ways of getting to people, right? And trying to spread that message as far as possible, right? Um, yeah, is there anybody else that has any other questions? Going once, going twice. Okay, no more further questions. Okay, again, Saman, thank you so much for obviously agreeing as one being a co-sponsor for this event. Obviously, it's been a long time coming, but here we are in this event. It has gone very successfully. And again, we appreciate you being a speaker, also being able to put your insight and being able to see the difference between Miss Carolina's rise as just a normal person up into a school board and being an educator, right? And seeing your own rise also and how those underlying connections are there, right? So obviously, thank you so much. One is being one of the co-sponsors, but also being a speaker at this event. We really do appreciate it. Thank you. No, for sure. And again, I echo that. And I know our first generation of folks here also are very happy to have all our folks here and being able to hear the different perspectives that we have and how honestly the world is a small place after all, right? We all have similar experiences, right? But does anybody from the first generation comment caucus have anything they want to say before we head out?
Yeah, it was great. It was great to collab on this event. Obviously, a lot of DA events are like very collaborative because, as Victor said, we do have like a lot of overlap in identities and our experiences, and so yeah, I look forward to working with any other HSDA or organizations and groups in the future. Hopefully, we can make